And we're live. Hey, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to Stock Markets with Bruce. I'm your host, Uncle Bruce. Welcome to the show here. We're getting ready for the last hour of trading today on the boards, the markets for the week, and we'll then go into the first hour of the aftermarket, see what's going on there. We have options expiring today like we do every Friday, so we'll see if that has any impact, good or bad or whatever, on stocks, and see how some of these shares we're following react after the market closes to see if there's any positive or negative swing after that. Welcome back to the show. We did our first 3 hours this morning, and we went over a couple of points, talking about dear old Texas, and talking about that congressional thing that happened yesterday with regard to the GameStop story and Robinhood and Citadel and all, you know, the whole mess, and how they didn't have anyone from the SEC there. Nobody there from the direct clearinghouse was there. Some of the people who were really responsible and the so-called, bankers that put the boots down on Robinhood to say to Robinhood, you can't let your clients buy, you can only let them sell. None of those people who made those decisions were at that session yesterday. Funny, isn't it? The only person to represent you, investors, was the gentleman who was buying the stock and recommending the stock for the last over almost a year now, and he was the only guy who had yes and no answers to some questions, where everyone else was just fudging along and humming and hawing and thank you, Congressman, for your question. I really appreciate it. I mean, it was just you got to be kidding me. Anyway, there you have it. We'll see how all that works its way out. It's not helping GameStop today, I'll tell you that. Unfortunately, GameStop, the shares are at $439.01, down $1.68. But they're not getting crushed with like a $10 drop every day, but it's not helping that, a day and a little drop, another drop. This morning, the shares are as high as 43.87, and then they got as low as 38.50 about the last 30 minutes or so. And now there's a slight bounce up to 39.04. I'm not sure if that's much of anything. Down $1.65. Volume really light, 11,200,000 shares. There's just no trading going on in GameStop. So it's not... There's no rush to get in. The company won't speak right now for obvious reasons. Why talk in the middle of this congressional nonsense? So right now they're keeping a low profile. They've made their announcement a week or so ago about their new staff, that they've hired some new people, and the stock is quiet at this point. I would not be surprised if the shares at any time do a pop. Not that they're going to go to $150 a share, but I wouldn't be surprised if they went up $5-8 when you least expect it. They just kind of turn around because they're probably way oversold right now. I don't know if there's a targeted selling coming in from time to time by some of these short sellers to kind of drive the market down. But you're getting to the point where you might overdo it, and then there could be a bit of a backlash the other way. Don't know. Of course, if the company were to make any kind of an announcement, any kind of update, that could also have a bit of a impact on it. We'll see. At this point, though, very quiet on the stock. After I went off the air this morning, I was watching CNBC, as I often do, to see what's going on, and I was watching the halftime report, and that's where Scott Wapner has a bunch of traders on, investment advisors and fun people. And right at the end of the show, with like 2 minutes to go, he dropped a little surprise on everybody. He had Josh Brown come on. I don't know if you know who Josh Brown is. Let me show you. This is Josh Brown. You might recognize that guy. He is on usually 3 times a week, maybe 4. He's also occasionally on in the mornings, or he's on during the day or just after the close on the trading desk. Josh Brown came out and made a pronouncement that he has a new stock he likes, and it's this one right here, the one we're following. He likes Gores Holdings 6 Incorporated, GHVI. This is one I've been talking about now for 2 weeks. GVHI, they made their announcement to acquire and merge with Matterport. If you don't know who Matterport is, take a look at this right here. This is a real estate company that was using Matterport's technology. They got one of those cameras you see on the bottom left there, and they take photography of your house and all the rooms in your home, and then they put together a full-blown 3D imaging of your home, whether it's for sale or whether you're going to do a renovation or whatever. This is a phenomenal technology. Matterport is merging with this company, Gores Holdings, and Gores Holdings, while he was talking about it, took a pop. It was sitting at excuse me, it was sitting at about $20.76, and then within a minute or two, it was sitting at $23.94. It popped up almost $3 a share. This is kind of a recap here since the 3rd, 4th, 5th of February. And you can see the steady slide up and up as the announcement was made, and it's been well received by the street. And so Josh Brown right here is saying that this is the first time he has ever recommended a SPAC in between when the SPAC was launched and announcing their merger. He's never bought a SPAC before. After in this time frame where I'm telling you to get in here, he has always waited until the merger's been completed, and then he would look at it. But this deal, he likes it so much. He likes his Matterport thing a lot, and he's going, these guys are the industry leaders in 3D imaging, and this is the absolute Cadillac of 3D imagers. You can not only use cameras that Matterport produces, but you can also use your cell phone. They've developed an app now for cell phones to do 3D imaging. This is opening it up wide open. And he's saying these guys are market leaders, segment leaders. They'll be publicly traded on NASDAQ with Gores Holdings. It'll be called Matterport. They'll change the name. And the company will be well funded with a bunch of cash to take it to another level. So he says he's getting in there now. And something tells me he's been buying in this 2021 neighborhood where the stock was sort of yesterday, day before. Just double checking here on my phone for the week now. It was earlier this week in the 18, 19 range, then to the 20 range. And like I say, you can see this is the week, all week, how nice climb it's had. Today's volume, 14 million shares. And this deal is definitely getting the seal of approval from a number of people, it looks like, in the markets, and the stock is already moving up. The other one that I like, the other SPAC that I've recommended to you to keep an eye on and get your hands on, is called the Virgin Group Acquisition Corp, which will become 23andMe, which is the mail order genome testing ancestry tracking company. I'm not sure how to describe it, but it's cutting edge medical. That deal is also happening, as is this Gores Holdings. But the Gores Holdings shares are already running up. They just don't seem to want to come back to this 16, 17 range. I was hoping they'd be back to the 15 range, and that would be a great buy-in for a bunch of you guys. But it looks like this thing is already moving up. It's up 350 today. Maybe on Monday or Tuesday it'll calm down a bit. But it's getting, some notice. And with Josh Brown mentioning it on the air, $3 pop in 30 seconds. So those of you who've got it, way to go. Those of you who are thinking of getting it, you see a pullback into this 18, 19, 20 range. That might be as low as you're going to get, and start picking off what you can on that stock if it comes your way. So there's the latest on that front. So GameStop, Virgin, Gores, AMC is up a dime today to 562. Not much going on there. Bed Bath & Beyond up 8 cents today. It's been a bit higher. It's backing off. BlackBerry down a dime to 1084. It's had a bad week, just not recovering. And those really seem to be the stocks that I'm following the most. The three cruise stocks, which I also follow because of traveling with Bruce. Carnival's up $1.73. Norwegian up $1.63. These shares are between $24.50 and $26.80 now. And then Royal Caribbean up $4 a share to $79. I have no reason, none. I have no reason why these shares should go up in value at all. There is no good reason for these to go. Royal Caribbean is 4 weeks away from releasing their latest quarterly financials. They will show losses and losses and losses and losses. There's no income. There's no hope of income. There's only cancellations. They've lost Alaska already. They don't want to cancel Alaska, but they've lost it. They've lost the Maritimes in Canada. They've lost the autumn New England tours where you see those beautiful fall colors. They're gone because Canada has shut down for a year. There will be no cruise ships going to Canadian ports for another year. So I'm at a loss why these shares are doing what they're doing. There's no fundamental reason for them to go up. They're burning 1.1 billion a month between the three cruise lines every month. That's how much is just evaporating. They've retired ships. They've sold off ships. They're scrapping ships. I don't see any upside. I've heard the odd report that there might be some sailing in the Mediterranean this summer. There's no widespread sailings going on in the Mediterranean. There will be no transatlantic that I'm aware of. The United States has been tightening its borders the last 3 weeks now that Biden is, in charge and the CDC can do what they're supposed to do. The borders are getting tightened up. You now need a negative test, a COVID test, to enter the U.S. just from Canada by air. We didn't need to do that until this week. They just announced today the Canadian land border shut down for another month now till March. This is going to go on every month, all year round until the fall, at least. We have another 5-6 months of this. So I don't know where these cruise lines are getting all excited. Canadians can't go to Miami and get on a cruise ship. Europeans can't go to Miami and get on a cruise ship. And any Canadians returning from the United States or any Europeans returning from the United States are in an automatic 2-week quarantine with negative testing requirement and on it goes. I mean, it's just not happening. I don't know how the cruise lines, they can't get their crews even vaccinated. We're talking about crews from the third world. They don't have the vaccines. 90% of the vaccines are held by the top richest 10 countries in the world, of which Canada, the US, and UK, and France, Germany are, bunch right there. We're distributing vaccines to our population, and I know in Canada we aren't even up to 10% vaccinated. We're not going to be fully vaccinated here until late this year. The US, same thing. Britain, Germany, France, Spain, Italy. I mean, they're going as quick as they can, but there's just no way. There's just no way these cruise lines are going to have any passengers paying any bills. And what they have to do, they haven't done yet, is they have to actually officially notify their millions of customers who have paid with cash or have used credits, which again were cash from before, to book these Alaska cruises this whole season. They have to cancel them all. There are probably 50 cruise ships between Alaska and the Maritimes that will not be sailing from May until October on planned sailings to these geographical areas because Canada has shut down their ports. And so, come on, and they're not doing it. They're not yet doing it. The shares are reflecting a reality that I'm not aware of. I have no clue why these shares would be doing what they're doing, because there is no good news coming for the cruise lines. It's more bad news. So I don't know. Weird. There's no short squeeze. There's no short squeeze on cruise stocks. So I can't say. Anyway, there you have it. That's the latest on some of the shares that we're following here, and keeping an eye on how the markets are doing. The Dow's up 62. It's kind of weaker now than it was earlier. We've got the S&P unchanged now. It's given up anything it had going for it. We've got NASDAQ up 29 points. It was up much higher this morning. So these markets are weakening as the afternoon is wearing on. And GameStop right now, $39.95. It's just under the $40 mark, trying to break back over $40 a share. And $23.79 now for Gore's Holdings, up $3.82. That is definitely a winner today. 19% gain on this Josh Brown announcement that he's in it. The share, like I say, he got those shares up to about $23.69, and now the shares are $23.85. So the shares are now higher than the highest level they reached while he was talking about it on the air. So that's significant, because usually what happens is there's a spike on the air. Then when the celebrity or person's not on the air, the stock backs off a bit because people only watching for that minute or two hear the story. But now as all afternoon is worn on, the entire afternoon is worn on, it looks like there's more momentum coming into the GHVI stock. And it's now almost pushing $24 a share, which it has touched already today. 15 million shares traded from what I can see here. Very, very interesting developments there. Let's see here. There you go, newbie here. Loving my 2 shares of GVHI at 1285. There you go. There you go. Fantastic. Welcome all of you to the show. There are about 700 of us right now. Thank you, everybody. If any of you out there want to have a private consultation with yours truly, I do offer that service. It's where I will set up a one-on-one session with you, where I will literally set up a private YouTube telecast, right, like we see here, where I will be on one half of the screen over here, and you can be on the other half on your home computer if you like. And it's a private showing for just the 2 of us, or if there's 2 of you, you want to join me. I do that. I only do it though on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, because on Mondays to Fridays I'm on the air 5 hours a day. And so if you're interested in that, if you wanted to have a private 1-hour consultation with yours truly, it is available. Please send me a private email. My emails are down below, or should be down below, certainly in my about section of my channel. BruceFrommert@hotmail.com. You could send me a message, and I'll be more than happy to. There you go. I'd be happy to try to coordinate something with you. I do charge $400 American US per hour, but you'll find after about 10-15 minutes you'll go, oh yeah, I'm already that ahead of that. Usually, with the amount of experience I have, it doesn't take long to quickly justify the, oh yeah, he's worth it. Thank you, everybody. Those of you who want to send me anything in the mail, here you go. Here's a post office box here in Creston, the main post office. You can send something to yours truly there if you want to send me a greeting card. I have people who send me cards and letters and stuff all the time. It's absolutely beautiful. We love heading to the post office and see what's coming in. Someone sent me a gift card the other day. You guys are fantastic. Thank you for all of that. And thank you all of those who are supporting this channel through PayPal and keeping me on the air. I do appreciate it very much already. So there you go. So there's the email address if any of you are interested in a private one-on-one review of what you're doing and what your situation is. I know a lot of you are up in the air as to what's happening in your lives. You're not sure, some of you may have, you sold a house and you've got some funds lying around. What do I do? Or you're in an inheritance situation, or your significant other got a settlement to quit their job. You got paid out, and you want to put the money to work. And every person's situation is different and requires one-on-one sort of help. I'm more than happy to consider that for you. Anyway, there you have it. Thank you all of you who are here, and we're there you go. All right. Let's see. What else is going on? VGAC, just talked about that. Let's see here. Oh yeah, here we go. Stonks Doctor. This sounds kind of hot. Private showing, Can you just tell me stories? Oh, sure. 400 US an hour. I'll talk to you. All right, what are your thoughts on Uber? I watch from time to time these stories come out, like I saw today on Uber, where they seem to have lost a legal case in the UK, something to do about that they might have more employees rather than contractors. I know they are desperately trying to, stay down the line that, look, we have people who have their own cars, they get their own insurance, they have their own licensing, and we just give them rights. We tell them where to go, pick somebody up, and then we handle the dollars and all that. And they provide the service. And that's a contractor. And in many jurisdictions around the world, that's exactly what it is. I know that they had a big fight in California last year, which I believe they won. The Uber people won that one. And that was huge because my daughter was telling me when she lived in LA, near Santa Monica, she didn't have a car down there and wasn't going to be there for more than 6 months on a work contract. So she didn't want a car. She was quite happy going with an Uber. And she found Uber to be godsend for her, absolute godsend, because it's all on her phone, convenient as can be. And then she would talk to the drivers, who would pick her up. And so many of them were women who were working on the side, moms who have children in school, young kids in school. So while they're in school, mom is driving the vehicle, making some money to pay for the school or the daycare or what have you, and dad is doing whatever. A lot of people in unique situations that are going to drive Uber from time to time, but not as a full-time gig. It's always a part-time gig for a lot of these folks. And they were just delighted to be self-employed doing this kind of work, because the only other work they could find kind of similar to this was, in a roundabout way, was to be like a delivery person for food companies, like delivering pizzas or. But the problem with that was that was more evening work, and a lot of these the female drivers, they only wanted to drive during daylight hours. They don't want to drive at night. They're not interested in driving at 3 a.m. Where pizza delivery can be, supper time on, and in the winter the sun sets early. And so this just wasn't appealing to them at all. And then, of course, being a courier, you're a courier, you got to be a full-timer, and you've got to be prepared to work, your 12-hour shifts and just be on call, ready to go at any time. So a lot of folks just found that being an Uber driver was really a convenient part-time gig that, they logged in when they wanted to log in, and they logged off when they log off. And this Tuesday I'm working, but next Tuesday I'm not working. And it was just, they love that freedom, and I can see why so many people were becoming Uber drivers, and my daughter conveyed to me. So that much I do know about Uber. The stock and the company and the upside and the PE multiples, I don't. That I don't know, but I do know of, quote, the industry. I'm not disappointed. I'm not happy. I'm not sad. I have no view on what the ruling from the UK is. The UK does its thing, and America does its, Canada does its, and Uber will do what they got to do wherever they can do it, I guess. I don't know where that's going. Eric is saying finding support at 44 at GameStop, $39.98 right now. Probably a little resistance at the 40 level. If they break through it, maybe it'll pop a little higher. It's down 71 cents on the day. It's not like a crushing loss today, but it is psychologically, not good to see that if you're a fan of the company long term. Okay. What else is going on here? Thank you, all of you, for popping by. Instacart or DoorDash could be a nice hustle. Again, some people don't want to have the smell of the food in their car. The money isn't the same. Again, it all is. Everyone has their own decision to make, don't they? You have to really figure it out for yourself and which way to go. Yeah, what can I say? My daughter did mention that she was picked up once in a Tesla, and she thought that was really cool that she got picked up in a Tesla by an Uber driver, and talked to the driver about it, and the car. I think that Uber has like various levels of vehicle you can order, right? Depending, and he was saying, I'm always busy. I've got fares all the time. I can't, as soon as I'm done, there's 20 fares I can have if I want them, but I just can't take them all. So that's pretty cool. Very, very, very neat. Here we go. GHVI is moving right now. It is moving. It is up now to 2404. Josh Brown recommended it today on the halftime report on CNBC, and I wouldn't be surprised if others follow suit. So, like I say, if it backs off into that 18-20 range and you can get it there, that might be as low as it'll come to you. But I don't know if it's gone from here. I don't know. But what can I say? I've liked that deal since I heard about it, and there you have it. Michael's comment here, Bruce, could GameStop shorters have been right about GameStop being a failed company by the mere fact that they released no update during the whole fiasco? Michael, the company was basically under a gag order. They really were in a position where they could not talk during the entire run-up. What they didn't want to do was talk about what was happening, because then they would be accused of running the stock. They didn't want to be front running it. In theory, if they'd have come out with announcements saying, "Oh, we're well on our way to closing a bunch of stores, and we're well on our way to doing this," and that could be perceived by law firms, legal firms, going after class action lawsuits after these guys, saying, "Oh, yeah, you were telling the investors out there how great you were doing when it was $40 a share, 60, 80, 100, to all the way to 400. You're telling about the world how great it was, and then now the stock is back to $40 a share. We're suing you for a class action lawsuit." So the company was being told by their lawyers, keep your yap shut. Don't say a dang thing, because you did not make the stock move that anything you did corporately in the last 2 weeks. Nothing GameStop did, said, indicated, thought about, was thinking about doing, moved the market. The market moved on its own merits through outside interests and outside influences, which were mainly the Wall Street Bets, Reddit, subreddit site, all the hype. And then as it started to move, it took on a life of its own as short holders got called out. Like Andrew left, and he felt that at 40 it would go back to 20, and he was wrong. It went to 80, and he got out of there and lost millions. And then, of course, Mellon with their problems, that came to light, and the market just went nuts on that news, and it just fed itself. GameStop said nothing, did nothing, and shouldn't have done anything. There was nothing to say. I was hoping that GameStop would have been able to somehow take advantage of the run to raise some cash, but I had heard, again, read down the road, I read more articles about how they were really in a tough spot. They could not have taken advantage of that run, because the securities lawyers were saying to them, most likely privately, guys, if you try to raise money now at $150 a share, $250 a share, $300 a share, and this thing backs off like it came up, you guys are in a big pot of trouble. Now, my argument was, hey, if you could raise money at $300 a share, and you could issue 10 million shares and bring in $3 billion, you've just added value to your company to a dramatic extent, and maybe the shares would never go under 100. If you could issue 20 million shares at $300 a share, maybe the stock would never go under 150 because of the amount of cash you're sitting on. But they couldn't put that deal together, and I don't even know if they really looked at doing it. I think their securities lawyers kind of said, no, I don't think you want to go there. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Tico, thank you for saying to folks, hey, give Bruce a thumbs up. Anybody out there can give Bruce a thumbs up. That would be great. We just got 180 going so far. I appreciate that. Julie Dahl, thank you so much, Julie, for your donation. I just saw this popping up here on my screen. Apart from your desire to own one, what is your gut feeling about Tesla? Oh gosh. Well, I like the overall concept of the company, like the big picture. Okay, forget the stock for a second, but Tesla corporate, big picture, big plan. They merged in their solar division, the battery division. They have got a billion areas they can go, and they're going global. They're not America only. So way to go. Superchargers everywhere being developed further and further out to get more people that warm and fuzzy feeling that if you drive a Tesla, whether you own one or you rent one or you're borrowing a friend's, you can get a charge, and the car will tell you where your nearest station is. I mean, what fantastic. Self-drive mode, the smart driving, oh man, all that phenomenal. So yeah, the company, the corporate, everything. Now the stock, it is trading at about 800 shares, something in that neighborhood. It's up there, but the company it does add to their bottom line rather dramatically. Every quarter, their numbers come out, and their numbers begin to go higher, and that has to be acknowledged. They are a quick growing. I'm just typing in the symbol right now. They're a fast-growing corporation, $777 a share, but they are trading at a price-earnings multiple of 1,243. Well, having said that, if they can double their earnings next year and then double again, that growth curve quickly will bring the PE multiple down into the hundreds. Still expensive, but there's no telling how many billions they can make in a year. There's no limit yet. There's no one saying, once you make 8 billion, you're not going to make a penny more than that. That's where you'll top out at. I would say that there would have been a level that Tesla would have topped out their earnings had they just had their battery plant in Nevada and had their Fremont assembly plant in Fremont, California, near San Francisco. If that's all they had, those two spots, then they can only produce so many cars a year at full production, so many batteries a year, and that's the end of it. But that's not the story, is it? They have their factory in Shanghai that's now ramping up to full production. Austin, Texas, under construction. Berlin, Germany, well under construction. We know there's a whole lot more coming for this corporation, a whole lot more development. And so there's no topping out yet. We don't know how many more factories there'll be. Will there be any more factories in North America? Will there be a factory in South America? Will there be a factory in Africa? Will there be another factory somewhere else in Europe or in the Orient? There's no stopping this. And then there's the solar side. I mean, I'm talking car now. The solar side, that's global. That's absolutely global. And they've had some successes there, and it's evolving, daily. Do not put anything past Mr. Musk to not be able to do. Do not underestimate this guy and his ability to take the company to another level. So I like the Tesla story. The stock at 777 is not a cheap stock, but then it's not a boring, docile company either. It is a fast-growing, fast-developing, cutting-edge technology company, and every car company is getting into the electric car business because they are admitting that, these Tesla guys, they're the leaders, and we gotta do our thing. Otherwise, we're going to be left behind. But it's going to take these majors 3 to 5 years to really ramp up their end of things. Tesla's got, in 3 to 5 years, they might have the kind of earnings that could justify a $4,000 stock. I'm not saying it will, but I'm not saying it won't. And so, yeah, they're doing really, really well. Anyway, there you go. Okay. What can I say? How can we email you? You can email me right here. Just copy this or look for this, or you should find this address. There's my email address. That is in my About section in my homepage for Driving with Business, and it's on the bottom of all my videos. It should be on the bottom of all my videos. You should be able to find this. Just send me private email there. Tell me you're interested in getting together, and then we'll figure out when we can do this, whether it's this weekend or next weekend or something like that. And we'll set something up. And if 1 hour is good, great. If you need 2 hours, well, we'll do that. But usually 1 hour is pretty good. I find that I have a number of people I do this for, and after the first session is done, you now have a link to the show that we've just done together, the private. You can now review, you can now see it again if you want. You can watch that video that we've done together, that YouTube private thing. You can watch it again and again and again and again. And that way, if you forgot what I said or you didn't write it down, don't worry about it. You got the recording and you can just, But a number of people will come back to me a second, a third time. They might wait a month and say, I need to talk to you now about some other stuff, or what are your thoughts on this? And the kind of questions I'll be getting are not these Congress questions that are easy, yes or no. They're complicated, and they take 10, 15 minutes each to and then I figure out what your angle on it is, and then we zero in on what you want and what you need, and then we laser focus on what you have to get figured out. And if I can't answer the question on the spot, then I'll try to get the answer for you and get back to you with an answer, so that at least you know where we're standing. But usually these sessions work out fairly well because people quickly realize, oh, that's what you said the other week on the air. I missed that. But now I understand where you're coming from, especially with options and writing options and strategies and trading strategies, all this kind of stuff, all the secrets that I learned on the trading desk and as a manager and so on. So yeah, anyway, there you go. Mike, how you doing, buddy? Thoughts on CCIV SPAC? I know the merger with Lucid is yet to be confirmed, but it seems imminent. 2 more lug nuts for you. Thanks, buddy. I just don't have a comment on this story. I know of it. I've heard of these guys, the Churchill guys. I know the name. I see the stock symbol passing through the CNBC ticker all the time. So it's an active trader, but I just don't have the story on it. I'm going to have to really do some digging to see what I can dig up on it. But it's expensive. I mean, if it's just a SPAC without a deal, this has got a premium to it, right? It's what is it, in the 30s now? So I'm not sure what to make of that. Friend Francisca, thank you for this donation. The guys on TV talk about fundamentals all day, but when Apple crushes earnings and goes on a 2-week tank, they can't explain it. Things are more complex than just good news and bad news up and down. Yeah, that's right. You got it right. And also, I'll mention to you that the personalities on the air, these television personalities, they've got to find a way to keep you engaged all the time. They've got to find you to not tune out and watch another channel on television, or God forbid, hang out with me for a while and not watch them. They need to move commercials every 12 minutes or 8 minutes. They've got this rotation of commercials, this inventory of sponsored content that they've got to put out there. And so with Apple, they don't want to talk about how bad things are. They only want to talk about how great things are. So if they don't talk about Apple during the day, it's because it's flat and there's not much going on. But as soon as Apple announces that they've got a show and tell coming up, they're going to talk about the new iPhone, or they're going to talk about the new iPad, or the new computer. I'm pointing at my own computer. Then they'll hype that reveal thing coming up next week, and what's the phone going to look like, and what can is it going to be 5G, and all this hype, because it's such an easy story to tell. And of course, Apple hands out moving pictures of the phone and beautiful still images of the phone, and it's a marketing machine. And for Apple, it's free advertising for their product line by supposedly talking about their financial well-being. But the CNBC people, they need something to show you, to keep you engaged and sucked in on that screen. And so they show you the Apple iPhone whatever, and the new MacBook whatever. Let's go see let's take the picture over to our reporter in Cupertino. Well, he isn't there. He's in front of he's at home, and he's got a screen behind him with a picture of Cupertino behind him, but he's not there. Just to keep you hanging on. When the shares go up, they delight. Because it makes such a difference to everything. If the Apple shares go up, the Dow goes up. The S&P 500 goes up. If Apple goes up, other tech stocks will go up because the mood is good. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If the FANG shares all rise together at the same time, all these major indices rise at the same time, everyone feels richer, all your pension funds and mutual funds look better, and everyone's just happy. But there may not be any fundamental reason for this to be going on. But if you get enough press and it's slow elsewhere, you're getting most of the press and you're getting most of the momentum, and there you have it. But yeah, when they go on a tank, sometimes shares do go down. They go up and they go down, and they can go up and they can go down. Yeah, and when Apple goes down, it's not good. It's just not good for the ratings. It's not good for the vibe of the channel. It's not good for all those pension funds, and the other FANG stocks might not do well either. They hate it when that happens. Anna got the GHV at 1872, and I'm in the long term. Thanks, Bruce. Anna, grab it, hold it, sit there, and enjoy. I think we got more coming. All right. Bruce is the only shareholder in Hotmail. Bruce, answer yes or now, please. Or no, please. I need $1 billion, says Ice. Stock markets with Bruce. Next squeeze. Any idea? I have no idea. We'll see what's going on. Do you have T-shirts we can buy for Stock Markets with Bruce? Not yet. Soon. Bear with me. T-shirts are available for Traveling with Bruce. We have a bunch of those, but we will have logos coming out down the road. Bruce, my average is 181. I'm down 2,600. Should I pull out or try to do options? I don't fully understand it yet, though. The option thing, you want to understand how that works. You have to have at least 100 shares of stock, and you can then write one contract at a time. But it takes some education. You have to have the right account. I would recommend that if you're going to do option writing, don't go with Robinhood. I would go with Fidelity, because I'm hearing much better news on Fidelity and much better satisfaction ratings on Fidelity. I'm hearing nothing but unhappy people with Robinhood lately for obvious reasons, and it could take a week or so to set up an account to be able to do that kind of thing. But long termish, maybe the go. Yeah. Let's see. I don't do options if you don't. I don't do options if you don't understand them. Bobby, good point. RJ, I'd rather watch Bruce. MSN sucks. Okay, let's see. Bobby's so true on the options comment. CCIV trash, says Carden. Seriously, only invest in what you understand. There's good stuff there. Bruce, you skipped my $5 super chat. If the short interest in GameStop is still around 42%, would that mean a short squeeze is possible? Well, the number of shares shorted at 42% is still very high. It's one of the highest in the business. But GameStop, in order to have GameStop do a pop, there has to be a reason for more people to want to get in a hurry to run it. That's all it is. It's if you get 1 million shares of buying interest during the day and 1 million shares of selling interest during the day, theoretically nothing will happen. Everything will be the same. However, if 1 million shares of buying interest comes into GameStop in the first 30 minutes of the day, and there's only 100,000 shares of selling interest coming in the first 30 minutes of the day, you got a 10-for-1 imbalance, buyers versus sellers, and you're going to have a stock that takes a pop. And if the shares go up 6, 8, $10 a share in the first 30 minutes, that in itself could create another 1 million shares of buying interest and only 100,000 or 50,000 shares of selling interest, because people who have it are going to go, hey, why would I sell it? It's up $8. I'm not going to sell. Something's going on. I don't want to miss out here. I don't want to sell it at 48 if it's going to 58 or 68. And those who are seeing it go from 40 to 48 are going, I'm getting in because this isn't going to stop. This might not stop at 48. This might go to 78. I've seen this move before. And so you get this volume off of volume. You get momentum off of momentum. And the interest might have only been 1 million shares of interest on the buy side because of an announcement the company made. But there's another 1 million or 2 million or 3 million more of buying interest that'll come in all day long that will follow the second wave and the third wave. It's kind of like a tsunami. You get that first wave from the tsunami, and we survived it. Then you get the second wave, and it's 20 feet higher, and it wipes out the whole town. Same thing with a stock like GameStop. That's what momentum does. We'll see. Short squeeze is possible. So if the shares did pop from 40 to 48 to 58 to 65, there could be short sellers buying back stock too, because they've been selling here at 50, 53, 52, 49, 47, 46, 45, trying to hammer the stock to make it look terrible. All of a sudden the stock does a turnaround and goes the opposite direction. And these guys go, oh, Jesus, all that stock I just shorted the last 3 days, I'm already upside down on that. I better buy back and and reposition myself, and you get that too. So you might get mini squeezes, mini runs, mini surges. But we're now at 40.51, not a big run. It is better than the 38.50. We're up $2 from the low of the day, but it's not like in a mega straight line. It's not like coming back like this. It's been climbing. The question is, was 38.50 oversold? Maybe, but for how long? And those who sold out down there, they're gone. And behind it, there was really no stock for sale. There was just a little wave came in. It got bought a little lower than maybe people like. And now it's popping the other direction, 40.60. It's gone up again. So welcome to the markets. You're learning more every day. Let's see. Next gen Apple iPad is thicker because of their Apple processor being huge. Interesting, Michael. Let's go here. Let's see. Panny is saying buy GameStop and hold it. He's saying. Let's go here. Oh, Mia. Thank you, Mia. I've missed you, Uncle Bruce. Will you do a stream on the RH Robinhood GameStop Congressional hearing? I talked about it this morning. It was the most fun on C-SPAN ever. Well, I talked about it this morning on this morning's show. The first hour, I went after the Texas story and then the Congressional story. So if you want to check that out, you'll get caught up there. Let's see. Andrianus, Bruce, you skipped my $5 super chat. What is likely to happen to the market if there's strong inflation? Could be good, actually. For the short term, could be very good. What happens is you get this pricing, the ability for companies to raise prices, because when inflation starts, everyone gets in on it. And companies that have been holding back price increases because they're worried about upsetting their apple cart now feel emboldened to raise their prices 3, 4, 5%. And so you now get companies that are making much higher margins than before because they don't have higher prices, or the kind of higher prices that you would think would cause a price increase, but they run through a price increase and they start issuing higher numbers. And so temporarily it could be a bit of a pop. Long-term inflation is not good. Jeff Moss, how do we get around the apps selling our trading data to the market makers so they can front run the market? Jeff, all I can tell you is if you open a cash account, you can limit them using your shares to borrow. But this practice here, I can't help you with that because most small investors have to trade off the convenience of being able to use this to buy and sell stock instantaneously over this thing here, where in effect you're dealing with an Edward Jones brokerage firm with an actual broker, and you're on hold for 5 minutes to talk to the broker, or you left a call and you're hoping to call you back so you can give them an order. That might be the trade-off, and even then, I don't know if you're protected. It's one of those things. Yeah, what can I say? Charlie, if you believe in the company, then be patient and hold. Don't put a timetable on it. That's the market. That is the market. What do you think of NLS? What is NLS? I don't even know. Let me take a look at NLS. Let me punch that in here. NL and then S. Is there such a thing as an NLS? Is it Nautilus? Are we talking about Nautilus? $29.24 a share. The year high and low, $1.20 to $31. What a crazy numbering for that. 30 million outstanding. Excuse me, not even $1 billion market cap. So it's a small company in the world of companies. But it's out there. I don't know what to make of it. Does it earn money? 27 times PE multiples. It does earn money, $1.08 a share. So, it's not one of the highest traded PE multiple companies in the world, but it's a small company in the field, in the world of large, of publicly traded companies. It's a small entity. And that means any kind of a buy wave coming into it or sell wave could make profound movement on the stock. Okay, let's see here. Blackbird, Bruce, doesn't market order guarantee you're going to get the worst possible price for your trade? Well, I'll tell you my experience when I was a desk trader and a stockbroker. I was doing both jobs at the same time. I used to see stocks, not move for days and then move in seconds, unbelievably. To the opposite. Like I would buy and sell shares that were heavily traded and moving around everywhere, and then I would be involved in trades where there was very little trading and very wide spreads between bid and ask. And we would have scenarios where I would get a call from the head office, and the person on the phone would be the desk trader, the head desk trader, and then he would out and out tell me, "Look, I'm going to give you an order. We have a customer here that owes the house $100,000, and he's only got stock worth like $35,000. This guy's like way over leveraged. We got to blow his account out the door, and I'm going to give you 10 orders that are all on your exchange in Alberta. You gotta work these off." And so I'd get an order, 10 orders, 10 different stocks, sell. And the desk would say to me, "These are market sell orders. Handle it as best as you can." And what that meant was call the floor trader and find out from the floor trader what's the best you can do for us on these sell orders. So I would tell my floor trader, we got a sell out here, and this needs to be handled as best you can, because every dollar you can get us higher is $1 less the firm is on the hook for, because if the customer doesn't pay, and he won't, we'll have to pay it and then chase him for it, right? So I would get these orders, I'd give him the numbers, and he would write it all down, and then he would get back to me, and he would call every few minutes. He'd say, "Okay, here's what we got. Okay, or this order," and he would tell me the sell of 7,000 of XYZ, you're out at $2.28, and that's as good as it's ever going to get, and we're going to take the money and run on that one. Great, okay. Then he'd call me on another one and say, "You got an order for 10,000 to sell." I know for a fact that there are 2 floor traders here that are short that thing, and any buy support that comes in, they might panic and want to get their stock back. I'll watch that all day for you, but by the end of the day, we'll be out. Or he will go to them and say, "Hey, look how you doing on that short sale you had. You're short 20,000 shares at $1.70. It's trading $1.80. What's your situation?" And he might say to him, "Well, if you ever need 10,000, I can offer you 10,000 195. I've got it lying around, but just let you know." So the floor trader knows that he has an out if he needs it, but the stock's at 170.75, and he's short at 160 or whatever it might be. But if the shares pop up a little during the day and there's nothing for sale until $2, $2.10, he or she might come to our desk trader or floor trader and say, hey, you got that 10 available at 195. Let's do a deal. Okay, we'll cross it right now. And they yell on the floor, 10 crossed, 195, ABC. And it's a done deal. Boom. Trade is over. The shorter got 10,000 back. We got off 10,000 at 195 when this morning it was 175, 170. So there's a couple of thousand saved right there. This is what the desk trader in Toronto was hoping we'd be able to do. Find ways to peel off stock without crushing the market. But if we went in there with 10 orders and I told the desk trader, sell at market, best you can get, he'd fill those orders in 30 seconds. But every trade would be at the lower end of the day maybe, or on the bid that you might not have enough interest at the bid, and you have to hit the bid behind it and hit the bid behind it. You're dropping the stock down. And if you've got 50,000 shares of one issue that only trades 20,000 a day normally, you are really asking a big ask to get off that kind of stock without causing too much damage. Now, I would see, through my experience and my floor trader, we would both be watching. We talk once in a while. He'd say, do you see what happened to that stock over there? A sell order came in from Germany, and they told the guy to sell 100,000 at market. And the stock was $1.40 this morning. It's now at 68 cents because they're just crushing. They're hitting any buyer, just give it to them. Give it to them. They're not feeding it out. They're blowing it out. Well, they're hurting themselves because they're on the hook for the losses, and they're just piling up losses. And so those of us in the know, we'd be sitting back going, well, geez, that thing's down to 68 cents. Maybe we should buy the last 30,000 they're trying to get rid of. Maybe we can get it at 60 cents, take it off their hands, because within a couple of days, this stock could be back to $1.20, and that's a double. And sure enough, pro traders would be down there, pro traders would be picking this stuff off. And I'd call a client of mine and say, I think I got one for you. I got a turnaround situation here, but you got to buy 30,000 at 60 cents. Guy'd say, yeah, go ahead, Bruce, just what do you want to do? You're my broker, go for it. And I'd put the order in, we'd scoop it up, and now we got 30,000 at 60 cents. And later that day, it's back to 65.70 because there's no selling anymore. The selling is gone. It came and it went. And then 2 days later, it's at 80, 85. And now we're slowly feeding out a couple thousand at a time. We're selling 2,085, 288, couple thousand, 89. We got 30,000 to sell. We're in no hurry. Every sale we get, it's a profit. If we can pull the string on it and let it go, yeah, we would do that. That's the difference between market orders. So market orders can be bad, but market orders can also be good if you give the trader the authority to handle the trade. Those are the old days. That's where I used to earn my keep for my clients and the firm, where we could what's the word I'm looking for? Not finagle, but we could massage the order. We could slowly feed it into a market. We wouldn't crush a market. We didn't want to hurt a market, and we would then maximize whatever we could maximize because we knew house money was at risk. But nowadays, doesn't work like that. You'll see trades where stocks will just drop $1 in a trade and just get crushed. That's a market order. Maybe it's a $2 drop, a $5 drop. It can happen all in 30 seconds because it's all done through the machines who have no feelings and no sense of the mood. They no artificial intelligence like we have. We have the mood. We can feel the market, especially if you have humans on the floor. You can feel it, and now you can massage orders. But the banks, they want nanosecond trading and they want volume because they get paid for payment for order flow. That's what it's about, baby. We don't care about your feelings. What can I say? Anyway, there you go. Probably have $1 million account with Schwab or JP Morgan. There you go. Anyway, there you go. Let's see what else is going on here. Eric is saying, stock market with Bruce, several Congress people mentioned yesterday that the blockchain can be used for same-day trade, setting true decentralization. Algorand is a coin project to watch. Whatever they say. Bob, Bruce, that way you explained how the citadels of the world make money in order flow. Why would anyone place a market order and not a limit order? I agree. You've got to be careful with market orders. But if you're trying to buy a quarter of a share, you're trying to buy $300 worth of Amazon, all right? And Amazon is at $3,301 to $3,301.15. Who cares if you're paying 15 cents more for a tenth of a share? I mean, who cares? just buy it. But if it's a smaller traded stock with 10, 15 cent spreads, you're trying to get a couple of hundred, now it's starting to add up. Yes, of course. And same on the sell side. Absolutely. Alrighty, let's see. Bruce, do you think Vlad should get his money back from his barber? I tell you, I wonder. I saw an episode of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee a week or so ago. It's a rerun where they had Bob Einstein on there. He's the guy who used to be Super Dave Osborne. And he asked Jerry, let me ask you a question, Jerry. When Kim Jong-il's barber turned his chair around and had him look at the mirror, do you think he was executed that afternoon for the Kim Jong-il haircut? Did you ever hear from that guy again? I thought that was hilarious. What's the biggest stock fraud you've ever seen? Well, of course, Enron was a whole blow up of unbelievable proportions, multi-billions of dollars. Never involved personally, thank goodness. I've seen deals blow up on exchanges over the years, like we all have, but I've never been involved in anything like that on a personal level. Thank goodness. What can I say? 600,000 volume in 2 minutes on GameStop is market manipulation for me, says Carlos. $40.80 with 5 minutes to go in the day. For the markets. So it's trading off, like I say, it's about $2.20, 27 cents higher than the low. Volume 11 million shares on GameStop. Very, very little. There you go. Clearly, Charlie Yoon, thanks, Bruce, for highlighting my stuff. Everyone thumbs up, Uncle Bruce. We like the channel. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Let's see. Vlad buys his suits at the toilet store. Oh, my gosh. Oh man. What can I say? Remember to hit the like button, says Sharon. Thank you, Sharon, for reminding everybody. How are we doing for the likes today? Thumbs up. 317 thumbs ups. Keep on coming, guys. If you can spare a thumbs up for this show, we have 864 here. Let's break 600 if we can. That's not even one per person. I mean, guys, please. That would be beautiful. Thank you, everybody, for these thumbs ups. I do appreciate it. Hit that. It helps Bruce. Thank you, guys. Option strategies. I've got to do videos on that. Almost 50,000 subs. I'm hanging around there. We're going from 49,985 to 50,025. We're fluctuating because I add and lose subscribers every day. All YouTubers do. A lot of subscribers, or some subscribers, came to this channel when GameStop was at $300 a share, thinking it was going to go to $2,000 a share. They subscribed. And then it didn't go to 2,000 share. Now they're unsubscribing because, of course, it's my fault. And so the count goes along. So right now we're kind of wavering. And since I haven't been on the air for a few days, it's just sitting around 50,000. So you could be the 50,000 subscriber, but there could be like 20 of you guys out there who were the 50,000s because we went through it and came under it, came through it. It's just the way it is. We like the Bruce, says Mia. Thank you so much. Your options really depend on how good looking you are and how big your portfolio is. Yes, and the kind of car you drive. That's true too. There you go. Oh, no. Oh my gosh. All kinds of fun comments here today. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. 50,000 calls on Bruce's subs. And yeah, they left you, Bruce, because you weren't on the air. They have short attention span. That's exactly right. Bruce, gotta tell you, that was an excellent explanation of market orders. I can send you some clients. Yeah, there you go. I try to explain this kind of stuff on my one-on-one sessions as well. I try to go into, I find out from those of you who do work with me one-on-one, just what's your knowledge level? I mean, what's your situation? And it's shocking to me, and it isn't shocking to me, but it is sometimes, where I'll have someone tell you to me, I have $50,000 earning 1% interest at the bank, and what do you recommend I do? Well, that's pretty basic, and so we've got to kind of do a 45-minute education session here, but one-on-one it can be done quickly. Where with me in front of 500, 1,000, 1,500 people, not so simple because everybody has a lot of questions and only have so much time for each person. So these one-on-ones is the way to go, and it definitely is worth it, especially if I can help you get 3% interest on $50,000. That's $1,500 a year versus $500 a year, right there. You're ahead of the game. Anyway, there you go. What can I say? Let's see. How big your pocketbook is. Yes, there we go. My favorite crayon is wax. Love it, Bruce. Someone get some one-on time. Love it, Bruce. How does someone get one-on-one time with me? Again, send me a private email. Here it is right here. This is my email right here. Send me a private email, and I do one-on-one sessions. Saturdays and Sundays is ideal for me. I mean, I can do a weeknight, but it all depends on how busy I've been and how crazy things are. How awake I am, and your time zone and my time zone, all the logistics. But Saturdays and Sundays usually work rather well. We usually figure it out. And send me a private email, what you'd like to talk about, or when you want to do this, and we'll see what we can do. I charge $400 American an hour, so it's $400 US an hour. So if you only got $200 to invest, I don't think you want to be talking to me one-on-one. You definitely want to make it worth your while, and I will do all I can to make it well worth your while to understand what is going on out there for your needs, and we'll kind of go from there. Okay. Franklin, thank you for this donation. I'm looking at skimming Amazon and putting into corporate cannabis for a bit. What do you think? I don't have any opinions on cannabis stocks. There are a lot of folks out there trying to guess which cannabis stocks they should get into to catch the U.S. wave. There is no U.S. wave. This has to be federally approved, and Biden just can't sign an executive order and make it legal. I don't think he can do that. I think it's going to have to go through Congress and through the Senate and through committees. And so if the administration wants it to happen and the Congress wants it to happen and most of the Democrats in the Senate want to happen, that still doesn't guarantee it's going to happen. You've probably seen in the States legislation that has got 90% approval from the public going nowhere from time to time. So there's no cannabis, anything I can recommend at this point. There's nothing that really, is screaming at me, oh, this is the one people should buy because of that, and that. I don't see it. I think there's a lot of hopes and dreams and aspirations that this is going to happen someday on a federal U.S. level, but I'm not sure unless the Democrats have got 58 of the Senate seats and only need 2 more votes, or it's a 50 majority, 51 majority vote that'll do it, and they've got more than enough votes. I don't know how it's going to happen. I really don't know. We'll do what we can. Anyway, there you go. Stock markets with Bruce. Bruce is a professional trade masseuse. There you go. Thanks, Mike. Oh man, you're most likely that have no idea where or what EU is all about. You're most likely that have no idea the European Union is all about. Well, I have some ideas on it, some thoughts on it, but I really can't go into it here. It's just not gonna do us much good. Marty Funkhauser, Bob Einstein, absolutely. The EU is 28 countries or so, or 27 now with Europe, with Britain now. What a mess with that Brexit deal. What an absolute mess. What a disaster for the UK. They have no idea. Most of the public who voted to get out have no idea what they've done to themselves. They just don't know. Those who are in the import-export business in the UK, they know exactly what's happened to them. It's not good and will not get better for quite some time, unfortunately. What can I say? What a mess. What a mess. What a mess. Did you catch any of the thing yesterday? I did. I was listening in the car. We heard it in the car, Jennifer and I, as we were driving back from Calgary, and it was really crazy. Vlad is definitely the dollar store version of Roaring Kitty. That he is useless. He's useless. Yeah, he's not winning any friends, is he? No, not winning any friends anywhere. Oh my gosh, unbelievable. Let's see. Yeah. Cannabis is a long-term play. You're not going to get rich overnight on weed stocks. Buy, hold, and chill. Learn to be patient, or you will panic and lose. There are people who lost a fortune last week on cannabis stocks. They just crapped out. I would not be going that direction. MD Stock Markets with Bruce. The U.S. drug schedule system only needs the DEA to change, although Congress can move it off the list. Interesting. Brexit is great. You have no idea. Okay, I have no idea. All those reports of the exporters drowning in paperwork and all kinds of importers having nightmares to get product in. They have no idea how great it is. Okay, fine. That's okay. Hey, Bruce, what do you think is likely to happen to Canadian marijuana stocks if and when U.S.? No idea. I don't know if they'll be allowed to import-export that product. This is the big, the mystery here. Tilray will be the Amazon of weed in 10 years. Just start buying as much as you can now. I don't know about that. Not so sure about that. Strike. Thank you for this donation. The upside of a market order is that you're guaranteed for the trade to go through immediately. If you limit the order, it could fail to trade if the price moves in the wrong direction. That's true. But you're not guaranteed the price of your fill if you put in a market order. You might see the market at $40 bid, $40.10 offered, and you want to buy 1,000 shares or sell 1,000 shares. You put in a market order, they will hit that 40 bid. But if that bid is only good for 500, you're getting off 500 only. No guarantee on the other 500. The other 500 might go out at $39.90, $39.60, $39.50. Whatever the next bid is at that moment is what you get, and you might not like what you get. On the buy side, the same thing. The buy side, you get $300 at $40.10, and you get the other 700 at you might get 200 at $40.15 and the 500 at 41. There was nothing for sale at that moment in time with your market order. I have seen bloodbaths on market orders, absolute bloodbaths on market orders. But I've also seen the opposite, where you want to buy 1,000 Apple, put in a market order. You're probably going to get it at the offer. You see it right there because there's 20,000 available or 20,000 wanted on the bid. Yeah, but if you're a 100,000 share buy or sell order, you're a mutual fund, you're a pension fund, you don't put in buy orders like that. No. You call the floor trader and you talk to them personally about an order. Like, you don't even put it in the computer. You talk to them personally about it. They handle it very deftly. That's the word I was looking for earlier. Deftly. Yeah, we're done. The markets are closed. We shut her down. We ended up at 40.70, I guess, on GameStop for the end of the day. So it lost a penny, or what did it do? Did it not do anything? Let me just double check here. GameStop lost 1 cent on the day officially at 40.68. This is the print that I'm seeing right now on the New York Stock Exchange. That might be subject to adjustment because we still have about 20-30 minutes before the half-hour mark. It takes about 20-30 minutes until after market closes for the final trades to settle in. But it looks like GameStop came back to where it started the day at. But as you can see this chart here, it was up this morning and then down this afternoon and then came back at the end of the day right there. Aftermarket, 40.76, up 8 cents. Not surprised to see this. It's option expiry day, so all the $40 contracts are in the money. The $39 contracts are in the money. The 38s, the 37s, the 36, all those calls are in the money. The calls that are 41, 42, 43, they're all out of the money and up. They're all out of the money. They're worthless. And so that's what's happened in the last couple of days when GameStop has gone from the 55 range down to 40 something. All those calls in the $55 range down to 41 are out of the money. They're worthless, and they died at zero value. Now the market is closed, and we'll see if there's any kind of gain from here. I don't know if there will be. We'll follow on that. 13.6 million traded today on GameStop stock today. All right. There you have it. Let's see. Comments as I keep going here. Is Reddit down for everybody? I have no idea. Is Reddit working for people out there? You let me know. Yay, desktop is down. Let's see here. So many potheads in the room. Brexiters, don't touch my garbage. Let's see here. Here we go. I had 2 limit orders fail today. I'm fine with that. That's right. A limit order is where you say, I need to sell 1,000 shares of GameStop. and I'm willing to offer it for the whatever the bid price is. Let's say the bid is 40. I'll put in a limit 40. But you might only get 300 out. And so the market is now 39.90 to 40. 700 offered. You're 700. You got 300 out. There's 700 more available. 5 minutes later, it's trading at 39.65. You didn't sell any more stock. Well, too bad. You only got off 300. Now you got to either lower your limit, turn it into a market order, kill your limit order, and sit on the sidelines and hope it recovers. And anyone this morning or this afternoon trying to sell at 40 and saw it go under 40, if they canceled their order and waited, did this, and then the stock came up in the end of the day, they may have said, you know what, I'm going to offer it at $40.24 because it's coming back up again. And sure enough, it did go up over $40.24, and they got out higher. That's how markets work sometimes, but not always. Same on the buy side. Alrighty. Franklin is saying, Diz, not looking at immediate. Though I made $2,000 as corporate cannabis is up 46%, so a few percentage points. Our Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian overperforming. GameStop effect. My 18-year-old son said he just wants to buy Carnival because his friends are buying it. Not a good idea. Not a good reason to be doing that. Don't know why that is a good thing to do. James knocked 67 cents off my VGAC position this week. Feels good. Did you average down and you're into it for cheaper? Is that what you're saying to me? Not sure what that means. Gore's Holdings 24.46 on the bell, up 4.49 today. It's now 24.13 in the aftermarket, down 33 cents. Had a good run there. What's your opinion on HCMC? HCMC. I don't even know what that is. Let's see if we can take a look at it. HCMC. What is it? Healthier Choices Management Corp. Wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot cattle prod. Delayed quote over-the-counter market. No, thank you. No comment of any kind to make on that other than avoid. What's your experience with shorting stocks, Bruce? Or did you do only go long? I did short from time to time in my brokerage career, not often. But again, this is going back a long time ago. It all depended, when you did shorting, you had to have your objective. What are you shorting about? Why are you shorting? Are you shorting because a stock has had a really good run today and it's gone a little too far too fast, and as the afternoon wears on, sell orders will come in? Or did you short because at the very end of the day, the stock had been trading like a 210, 220 all day long, and at the very end of the day, it got to 285, 290, and you know that if it closes up at that level, tomorrow morning there'll be stock for sale, and they'll probably bring it back to 250. So you do a short position at 285, 295 at the end of the day and give them all they want at that top end, knowing that tomorrow morning there's all kinds of stock going to be available unless the company makes an announcement that's coming out. You're taking a chance. I've done it all. I've done the short-term overnight short trade. I've done the during the day short trade. I've also had customers who would say to me, I know these guys are coming out with their financials in 3 weeks. And I know for a fact these guys are bleeding money. They're bleeding money. I have a friend of mine that lives in the town where they have all their equipment for their oil field equipment. They got for sale signs on everything. They're trying to liquidate their whole plant up there. There's no buyers. There's no way this stock is going to, as the word gets out, how tough times are. People think they're down now. You ain't seen nothing yet. And so people want to try and short. There's all kinds of reasons to do it. It's an effective strategy if it works. It's very ineffective if it doesn't. Yeah, I threw in a crazy sell limit on Webull for GameStop. I tried to fill the other night and I failed. Well, that's the beauty of it's a one-time thing. You do it as a day order and it's over, and the next day you start again, see what happens. Blackbirds, if you cruise a Carnival line, buying 100 might make sense to get the shareholder on board credit. That's right. If you own 100 shares of any of the 3 publicly traded cruise lines, when cruising starts again, you are qualified for at least a $100 credit on board the ship to spend any way you like if you take a 7-day cruise, for example. So if you're going on Carnival or any of the Carnival lines that they own, like like Holland America, Princess, Carnival owns Cunard, Carnival owns P&O, they own Costa in Europe. If you're going on any of their lines and you own at least 100 shares, You notify the Carnival people, hey, or your travel agent will notify them, hey, I've got a shareholder here, and you can prove to them. They'll ask you they'll tell you how to prove to them that you're the shareholder of the stock. You get these credits. If it's a 14-day cruise, you might get a $250 spending credit. It's a 3-day cruise, it might be $50. It all depends on the cruise line and the length of your cruise. So I know I have viewers on my other channel, Traveling with Bruce, who have had 100 shares of all 3 cruise lines for years, and they've enjoyed credits many times. They do a cruise every year on Royal, they do a cruise every year on Holland America maybe, and they get these $100 credits every time because they take 7-day cruises, and they've done 20 cruises over 6 years. They've received $2,000 in onboard spending just because they're shareholders. They don't ever want to sell the stock, they just want the credit. But unfortunately, the shares have gone from 50-something now to 20-something, and so it's not so good. What can I say? Investing was certain. GameStop to the moon. Chris, this is huge. We closed above 40. That's all we need. There you go. You didn't close under 40 today. $40.70 on the close. On the aftermarket now, 40.30 down 29 on GameStop. So it's moving. More comments. Let me see. Hey, keep coming. Here we go. Bruce, the ports will be sorted in the UK, and we will no longer be paying 181 million a week into the EU, so other countries can hold their hands out and idiots can force laws on us. Well, this is obviously someone who's in favor of the Brexit move. Well, fair enough. If you're happy with that, that's your angle. I just know that there's a lot of folks in the UK who own property in Spain and spend time there, and then we have a lot of folks who in Europe come to work in the UK. UK people go to work in the UK, in the Europe, and back and forth. All that is going to change now. But hey, whatever you want to do, I like open borders. I like open borders for trade. As far as I'm concerned, 181 million pounds chump change for the British economy. But hey, if you can justify that number in your mind, that's really what it is, and you're happy, I'm happy, you're happy. Thank you. Chris, price held over $40, which were over the December calls. That's true. Carlos, thank you for everything, Bruce. For anyone who wants to learn more about black pools, can read the book Flash Boys. There you go. And Nitma, your thoughts on the fails to deliver on GameStop. I don't know if we'll ever learn about this in real detail because the Congress, no one asked yesterday about that. No one had anyone from the SEC on the panel. Nobody brought anyone in from the trading, the clearinghouse to talk about this. There was no one to ask about these kind of scenarios. You kind of wonder why that is. I don't know. What can I say? Let's see here. Wall Street Bets is back online due to volume after GameStop closed above 40. There you go. A lot of people watching and talking about GameStop on Wall Street Bets. As always, just praying Ryan Cohen and the rest of the GameStop are formulating a plan. I'd love an announcement in the coming weeks. Oh, they are formulating a plan. There's a lot going on. Ryan, got your postcard board, Bruce. It's on my fridge. Thanks for the great content. Right on, guys. I'm glad you're getting these. Let me know when you get your postcards. If you've ordered any of these, let me know when they're coming in for you. Fantastic. Let's see. Best ETFs. I don't have any listings for best ETFs. What happened to VGAC? Still there. Still there. The merger is continuing on. Closed at 13.27, down a dime today. Not a big whoop there. It's definitely in the buy zone. This is where you want to get into this one. Definitely pick it up. Hang on to it. Put it away. Let them do their merger. Hey, Bruce, can you explain a trailing stop loss? Simply put, if you buy, say, GameStop, closing at $40 a share, let's say, all right? Let's say you bought 1,000 GameStop at the end of the day, or 100, or 15, or whatever you got. And you're hoping for the big move that GameStop's going to make, which is becoming a e-commerce company with a much higher trading range and all that possibility. Okay, great, fantastic. So you're happy, you're in at 40, but you also are nervous that, at any time there might be a real sell wave, or a congressman says something wrong and creates a bit of a sell wave on the stock, and you don't want to get a situation where it goes to $32 for a week or two and then it goes up. You kind of don't want to do that. So you bought at 40. So you're going to put in a stop loss order right away at $38.15. And you're going to say to yourself, if the shares drop below $38.15, I'm out of there with a stop loss. And then I'll reassess myself whether I'm going to buy back in and at what price. Because if they did go down to $38.15, maybe they're going to go to 36 or 34. And if that's where the stock kind of stops dropping, I'll buy at 34 and put in a 32.15 stop loss order. I'll do it all over again, but I'll start from there. But let's just say you bought at 40 and it doesn't go down. Monday morning on GameStop, the shares pre-trade and you open up and you're at $42 a share. And during the day, it's at $43 a share. You might take your stop loss order and change it. Now it's a trailing stop loss order. You're trailing the stock as the stock is going higher. So you take this stop loss, you just change the amount. I don't want to be blown out if it goes down to $38.15. I want to be blown out if it goes to $40.55 because it's now $43. So you put that in. But it doesn't go back to $40.55. The next day it's at $44, $45, $46. Now you take that stop loss that's at $40.55 and you move it up to $42.55 or $42.68, whatever price you want. You're behind this where the stock is, but you're just below it. And you're prepared to say, if it backs off down to this level, take me out. And if I get out at $43.65, I made $3.65 a share on a trailing stop loss. I let the stock go as long as it wants to keep going and going and going. And it can come down $1 here and go up and down $1. But if it drops off $2 or $3, I want out because it might drop 10. And so that's the strategy that trailing stop losses are for. So if it goes to 44 and into 46 and 48 and 50 and 52, you keep moving up that stop loss. Maybe during the day, you might do it twice. You might, first thing in the morning, you've changed it. In the afternoon, you changed it again because it just kept going. But there could come a point in time where it reaches 54 and you got a 51.50 trailing stop loss. And the next morning, it opens right down. It starts off dropping a couple of bucks a share, goes right past your stop loss, and you're out. And it goes back to $48 a share. Well, you're out at 51.50, whatever the price was. You're out in that neighborhood. Well, now you're sitting back going, okay, well, I paid 40. I got it at 51.50. I made $11.50 on the trade, and it's sitting at 48. Well, let's see what it does for the next hour or two. Maybe it'll sit at 48 for a while, and it looks like it's getting stronger. I'll buy in at 48 again, putting in a stop loss at 45.50, just in case. And it doesn't go to 45.50. By the end of the day, it's at $49 to $50 again. Next morning, you watch the stock. It opens up at 51.52. You put in a stop loss of 49.85. You've moved it up again. You're doing it all over again. And this is a strategy that a lot of traders will use, especially large hedge fund, mutual fund, others who want to lock in a profit. If it tops out, I want to be locked in as close as possible, within reason. You don't want to be a penny behind the market, but you might be a buck or two to let it fluctuate a little bit, and it might just keep going higher and higher. But if it falters and backs off a certain percentage point, triggers your stop loss, and you get out. That's what that is. Okay. Hope that helped. Let's see what happened at GHVI. This guy right here came on the air with about 2 minutes to go today. Josh Brown on CNBC said to the world that he likes the Gore Holdings company, the GHVI. He likes this deal that Gore Holdings is merging with this company here called Matterport, not that company, sorry, with Matterport, that produces these 3D images of homes, of buildings, hotels, resorts. He likes this deal a lot. And he announced to the world that he's picked this stuff up. I think he's bought it in the $20 neighborhood. I was kind of hoping these shares would go back to 16 something so you could get a better buy on it, but it's now 24.46. It is not coming back. And so Josh Brown announced he likes this 3D imaging company. That camera on the bottom left You can buy that from Matterport. Matterport will merge with Gore's Holdings. They're going to become one company, and they will be able, they are already in the business of creating on the top right, you can see that's a 3D image of a house, and on the top left and on the bottom right are photos that this camera takes with measurements automatically included. And then you take all those photos, and the next thing you know, you can replicate that floor plan from photos you take down here. This is the amazing part about this business. You take photos at your eye level all around the house, and then using their software, Matterport software, they create this 3D image of the house you just walked through as a realtor or as a home seller on your own. And if you have a resort, you can walk through the lobby of your resort. You can go through your meeting rooms. You can go through all the amenities your hotel has or whatever you're running. And then all of these images are available to be uploaded on your website. And you can put labeling on top with arrows. This is our, the fireplace in our meeting room. This is our spa area. This is the gym. You're selling a condo building, and you've got the workout gym area, and you got the laundry area, and you've got the lobby area and the mailroom area and all that. That's what this is all about. And this company is going to be part of the Gore Holdings, GHVI. And so the stock today popped up $4.49 after Josh Brown talked about it. And that's what's going on. So I've been talking about that for about, 2 weeks, week and a half, 2 weeks. And there you go. Very interesting. Okay. Let's see. What else is going on here? Sometimes we have certain comments have to go in timeout. Let's see here. The VG put I bought for $5 just expired today. What do I do with it? I don't see any options to finish it, or it's worthless, or it just disappears. If you had a contract that expired at the end of the day today, worthless, it will disappear from your account starting Monday, Tuesday next week. You don't have to do anything. You've lost whatever you paid for it, and you don't have to do anything else. All right. Here we go. 2019, I put in a market order for BlackBerry at $12. It filled at $16 on a spike. I learned my lesson fast. Don't put in market orders. No, you put in a market buy order. Laugh out loud. Yeah, you put in limit orders, and you decide what you're maximum prepared to pay, and you put a limit sell order into what you want, and then let the market come to you if it works your way. Thoughts on the ETF, EatBF? It owns a lot of smaller plant-based mock meats. No thoughts, no idea. Not my thing to follow. Can't help you there. Let me just see here for a few more comments coming through. Bob, you're so correct about it. It feels like we live in 50 different countries here in the U.S. I live in northern Arizona, and there are minimal COVID cases, and my life is normal while things are crazy in so many places. Same thing in British Columbia, same thing in Alberta, although here we do wear masks religiously, which is a good thing. What do you think about the Tesla Roadster? I've seen some images of it. Looks pretty cool, but I don't know anything else about it. Certainly out of my price range. What can I say? All right, time to see what Bruce is doing. Ryan, how you doing? Soren, Bruce, are you still overly positive about the corporate idea behind GameStop, and that it'll eventually rise up to the $200 to $400 mark, as you mentioned the past weeks? Enjoying your humor and professionalism. I like the company's plan to become an online seller, to become a full-blown e-commerce company. I like the plan. I know they're going to still retain a certain number of stores, but I think that these stores are going to be kind of like Apple retail centers that Apple has. That's my hunch. So I like that plan. I like the idea that they're likely going to sell off stores in Europe and in Australia, New Zealand. They'll sell them off to other operators, and they'll back away from that. They won't have to deal with the leases, the employees, the inventorying, the margins, and the expense. I like the idea that they're going to be working out of warehouses in Australia and in Europe and in Canada and in the United States and elsewhere. I like that. That's the Amazon effect. They're going to be the Amazon of gaming. of computer systems and other items. They're going to expand their offerings dramatically. They have 60 million GameStop members, Power Up members, or whatever that's called. They're all going to be inundated with product available through the website, direct marketing. This is going to be a massive shift. They're going after the global gamers, not after just their GameStop Power Up members. They're going after the 2.4 billion gamers down the line. This is not tomorrow. This is down the line. All happening. And the company will be completely converted out of the brick and mortar area and will become really known as a like an Apple, where they have retail stores, but they also sell direct through the website. Like Amazon, with virtually no retail stores, but online. Chewy, the pet company that Ryan Cohen co-created, they're going to be very Chewy-like, a very positive experience for gamers to go to the website. Gamers will have several places to visit online that GameStop will be operating, including tournament sites, esports centers, new product centers, all kinds of places. This is a huge conversion of the company, and their mission will be far focused in that area. And GameStop will make money selling gaming systems. They will make money renting real estate on their website to companies that want to market their product to their clients. They're going to earn tournament money. They're going to earn esport money. They may someday make a deal with a DraftKings and have betting, wagering on e-tournaments online. That might happen someday. There's a whole zillion areas these guys are going to, and their shares will no longer be treated by the market as a brick and mortar company that trades like brick and mortar stocks do, like Dick's Sporting Goods. They're no longer going to be in that area. They're going to be valued like Chewy is valued, or like Amazon is valued, or other online sellers. Very high PE multiples, much higher price per share upside potential, because the margins will dramatically rise for GameStop. They've already had 5 to 9 billion a year in sales. They've already been in this size of business. If they become a 5 to 9 billion a year business online through e-commerce, their shares could be 500 a share, 1,000 a share. That's what I'm saying. So there you go. That's very much what I like about it. And that's where I'm going. Bruce, is there a way for retail investors to trade on other exchanges? It depends on the brokerage firm you use. If you're using a Robinhood or Fidelity or Schwab, they'll tell you which exchanges you can trade on, which ones you can't. And that's the only way you can get out to trade on other exchanges. DFV just posted his YOLO on Reddit. He just bought 100,000 more shares at $40 a share. Well, I like the sound of that. Like the sound of it. Stock's at $40.72. Let's see what's going on. Here we go. Tim Bowman. We used the onboard credit for years in Holland America and received more than the stock cost back. However, I sold the stock for a modest loss, and I will repurchase when cruising resumes. Exactly. You don't have to be a long-term holder of the stock to get the deal, to get $100 credit or whatever it is. You only need to hold the stock when you book your cruise. You have the stock. You take your cruise. You dump the stock, and thank you very much. And then buy it back when you want to take a cruise the next time. Absolutely. DFE just posted Wall Street Bets. He's still in at 100,000. Go look. To open borders. I hear you there, Anna. You bet. Let's see. If he's still in, I'm still in. I was in a crayon eating contest on Wall Street Bets. High traffic. DFV YOLO update. He's still holding, and he actually doubled down. Bruce, go look at Wall Street Bets. It'll blow your mind. I'll do that later. And here we go. Oh my God, we love DFV, and we love Bruce, and we love the stock. There you go. Bunch of people increasing their positions because of the post. I like the stock. Can someone super chat him and go look at DFE YOLO update? Apparently he never reads the chat. Is that me? Are you talking about me? I'm here. Peter, hi Bruce. Any idea what's going on with Apple? I bought it at 143 and it dropped after amazing earnings and has been dropping since. Very frustrating. The stock was priced to perfection. And that's what happens with the market darlings like Apple and others. They get priced to the point where they could not possibly earn enough money to justify the price of the stock at this moment in time. And people, quote, sell on the news. And today it dropped to 128.80, closed at 129.87, up 16 cents on the day. For the last month, that's Apple right there. That's where the high was. That's where the earnings came out, had a little run, now backed off again. So it's a buying opportunity. If you're a long-term acquirer of Apple, you want to do that. But keep in mind, even at this price, 35 times 2 times earnings is what you're paying for the company. It's traded at a higher multiple, but it's also traded at a lower multiple. So if you got a long time, buy Apple here, put it away. If you're in a hurry and you want to flip in a week, you might not be happy with this right at this moment in time. We'll have to see what's going on. DFV has spoken. I guess the lawyer's backed off. Someone post the link for Bruce. He needs to see the rally for himself. I'm assuming the rally is all about, again, GameStop. And I've got it here. GameStop is at 42.63 on the aftermarket, up a couple of bucks. Good to see a little pop coming in. Keep it going. Happy to see a little pop on the aftermarket. Fantastic. How is a trailing stop loss different than a wash sale? A wash sale is where you buy the stock, say, at 40 bucks, and then you sell it a week later at $40.50, and then you buy it back a couple of weeks later at $40.25. The tax man is saying, hey, you're out, you're in, you're out, you're in, you're out. You still own the stock. You started at the beginning of the month with the stock. You still have it at the end of the month with stock. It's a wash trade. No capital gain, no capital losses. You still have your original position. We'll just adjust your cost base now and then move on from here. That's different than a trailing stop loss. This trailing stop loss is following an accelerating market and putting in sell orders behind the market and eventually getting taken out on a dip. That's what I'm saying. Let's see what else. Can't believe DFV bought another 50,000. I can't, says Ryan. Did he talk about Keith Gill's post yet? But the last 5 minutes. He said he'd buy it, and he did. DFV Gill. Okay, Fidelity has automatic trailing stop loss orders. You can set it to sell if the stock drops by a certain dollar amount or percentage. It's a good thing to use, people. Wow, something really going on. Gill spoke. DFV spoke. Reddit goes down. Wall Street Bets goes into hiding. Buy, I guess. Now 42.25 on the aftermarket right now. I bought the GHVI at 12.93. You're almost double your money. A nice going. Bruce, talk about DFV. Added to his position. Doing the best I can. Okay, he's there. He's been buying. That's what I've been saying here. He's buying. Anyway, Bruce keeps saying buy between 13 and 14 on the Virgin group. Yeah, absolutely buy it. Just buy it. Be patient, buy it. Bruce, I have a 510 Bitcoin. I want to round it down to 500. What was that P.O. box of yours again? It's right here. Yeah, you send me some Bitcoin at this address right here. That would be great. Pardon me if I don't believe it. Okay, there you go. Have you seen Jim Cramer manipulation video? I'm not sure if I have. I really don't know. What else is going up here? Mooning. GameStop is mooning. It's a 42.01. It's not going very far. It's good. It's great. I'm happy. It was down to 38.50. I'm happy. Am I delirious? No, but I'm happy. There you go. Just bought a Virgin Group yesterday and added more today. Robert, you're doing it. Cheers to you, Robert. You're getting the program figured out here. You're doing it. Way to go. Thank you, everybody, for helping out, for being here. Thank you for these comments. Thank you for donations today. Thank you for those of you who've been giving thumbs ups to my show today. Appreciate that too. Appreciate all of your commentary and everything. I appreciate it. Paul Barber, I'll get back to you on that one-on-one consulting for sure. Any of you folks want to do a private consultation with yours truly? It's available, you just send me an email, private email, and I will get together with you on a private one-on-one if you'd like. 1 hour is $400 US is my rate for a 1 hour session. But what I'll do with you is set you up on a private one-on-one session on YouTube and on a private setting. Send you the link so that you and I can talk on air just to each other, and then you've got the link forevermore, and you can rewatch that program anytime you want, and not forget what I've told you to answer your questions. So there you go, folks. Everybody, thank you for those of you who'd like to do one-on-one consultations. Be more than happy to set those up. I do those Saturdays and Sundays, unless there has to be one on a midweek because of the time frame. Sometimes the time zone difference is so much. And also I'm on the air 5 days a week, 5 hours a day, 5 days a week on this channel. Plus I'm trying to do Traveling with Bruce as well. So we'll do the best we can. Okay. Thank you. Robert C, I'd like to do private as well. Just send me a private email. That should be right here. Let me know, and then we'll communicate by email back and forth, and we'll go from there. Okay. Anybody wants to do a private one-on-one, there you go. All right. I'm pretty sure that within 15, 20 minutes, I can give you enough information that you need that you'll go, oh, that's worth it. He's saving me thousands. We'll see what we can do. Okay, so love to see you again on that. Thank you for being here today. We've got about 20 minutes to go, and then this show is over for today. Let's see here. Got GHVI at 12.75. Appreciate that one, Bruce. Sold 2/3 yesterday to cover my investment. Playing with house money now. There you go. Risk-free. You're laughing all the way. Nothing wrong with that action whatsoever. Beautiful. There's a mistake on the email. It should be Hotmail. Oh gosh. Oh man. Jennifer is over here. She's pretending to be asleep, but she's got a big smile on her face. She's hearing everything I'm reading, and you're in trouble. Okay, so there you go. Drew, hey, Uncle Bruce, look into WLLW. They are synthesizing CBD and THC from yeast. Could potentially take over the whole market way faster than growing it. I'm just not into these stocks that are into this different product. It's just not my area of expertise, and I can't give you the what can I say? Traveling with Bruce, is this the PayPal donation address? PayPal donation address. Do I have that here? Right here. There it is right there, following on the bottom of the screen. That's it right there. That should be on the very top of the chat right there. There should be a thing on the top of the chat right now with that on there if you want to make a PayPal donation. And I thank you for those of you who do. It's very much appreciated. Instantaneous deposit of funds into our account, and it's makes a huge difference. Thank you, everybody. Bruce, where were you yesterday? Driving back from Calgary to Creston, 5.5, 6 hour drive to get here, and we'd like to drive in the daylight. For obvious reasons, going through these mountains. Bruce, logistically, how do companies give employees shares of their company? Do they do buybacks? What they'll do is they'll have a resolution passed by the directors of the company once a year, where they will allocate a certain block of shares for employee options. And it might be, let's say it's 100,000 shares a year or something like that. So there's 100,000 shares set aside for employees, and then the corporation, through their human resources department and their the bonuses and everything else. Robert, I got your donation. Thank you, buddy. The shares will then be allocated to employees. Now, what can happen is with some companies, they'll say to an employee, "We're going to pay you a salary of $100,000 a year. 80,000 will be cash, and 20,000 will be in stock, and we'll give you 1/12 of that every month in stock, based on the latest 30-day average price of the shares." So, in February, we'll give you stock based on the average value of the stock in January, and then in March, we'll give you stock based on the average trading value in February, and so on. So it's 20,000 a year divided into 12 pieces, and that's the deal for the year. Other employees might have a scenario where you get so much as salary, and based on your performance in the firm, you could earn up to a 5,000 share bonus in the company once a year or every quarter, maybe 1,250 shares every 3 months, and that can be done. Or it'll be as an employee, we will pay you this much money, and then you can then turn around and you can buy stock from the company by turning money back to us on a purchase plan, and we'll match that dollar for dollar, or we'll do a 2-for-1. So if you decide to put $200 a month into the company's stock option plan, we'll add $400 of the company money, and you'll get $600 worth of stock every month based on the latest monthly average price. And there's a million ways to do this, and it all depends on the employee, the seniority. Some employees only earn a few shares a year, depending on the value of the company. Others earn hundreds of shares. Others earn thousands. It all depends on how important they are and how high up the pecking order they are, something like that. Okay. I hope that makes sense to you out there. Let's see what's going on. So DFV posted another YOLO at 309 and it crashed Reddit. Okay. Right on. Interesting. It didn't hurt the stock. The GameStop 42.50 up $1, 42.26. 42.26. Excuse me. On the aftermarket, it's up $1.67 from the close. So that helped the stock. Although I think it even hit higher than that. It may have reached. It may have reached 43.50 at one point. It's now 42.30. So we'll see how it goes. It still has a few hours to go before it's done. Okay. Let's see here. I also doubled up on VGAC today. Robert, way to go. When is the merger? It's happening now. Should close in the next couple of months. Thumbs ups, everybody, for Bruce. Thank you, MG. What's the charge for private consultation with Jen on egg sandwich artistry? Jen doesn't generally do one-on-ones. I think that those photo sessions where you see her, these sessions right here, like this one, let me show you what I'm talking about. This session right here, you're probably talking about $1 million a session to get Jen to do that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I'm a lot cheaper than Jen is. I'll tell you that right now. But then I also talk. Jen just kind of. So what can I say? The egg artistry sandwich. I don't think that you don't. I don't think you have enough money. I don't think. Okay. If you don't give Bruce the thumbs ups, you're supporting Vlad. That's what that means. Ha! See? So there you go. GameStop just popped to 43. Someone is saying. Our man, I see it trading at 42.50, 40.59. I see it at 42.60 right now on the aftermarket. I took all my money out of Robinhood. Absolutely, I'll do one-on-one, says SKF. Thank you. Paul, thank you for the donation. Got GHVI. $13, still a buy after today. Well, I like what I hear, so I still like it. Boy, if you could get in there around 20, that would be nice, but it's now 24, 25. Unbelievable. We like the stock. Someone doesn't like Vlad. Bruce, is there any option if my option is worthless on Friday, what time does it expire? Right at the end of the bell. When the market went bang, it's dead. It's worthless. I want to load up on another covered call so you can write a covered call Monday. Starting Monday, you can start going, check out the pre-market, figure out what you want to do. Is it still worth holding? Yes, it is, Robert. It is. Joshua, Bruce, do you think Robinhood will actually be hurt by the current? Yes, I do. They have a very low positively opinion rating, negative 50%, 56% are negative on it. PB, thank you so much. Follow-up. Will employees selling the shares then cause the price to go potentially down? No. Companies that issue stock to their employees, the only employees that really get enough shares that could move the market would be the senior employees that might earn 100,000 share option. But even those guys, they're lifers. They hold for a long time. And when they want to sell, they call their brokers, the brokers that are friendly to the company, and they arrange cross trades that don't affect the price whatsoever. All the small employees that get 3 shares, 20 shares, 100, 150 shares, they can sell all at the same time. They can't move a market. No, not enough. Not going to go. Robinhood won't exist in a year. Hit the like button for Bruce. Why can't this VGAC on Simple Wealth? Any idea? Why can't I buy it? I don't know. I I can't answer for them. Robinhood is great. Someone's saying, Thad, Bruce, have you done any research on Ocugen? I have. Hoping to hear some updates on their partners, drug Covix, and phase 3, hopefully before the end of February. I've done a little looking into it, but I don't know the deep details, and that is probably going to be public knowledge eventually. Bruce, have you heard of MGXRF Zinc 8? They're a company in your neck of the woods making batteries with renewable zinc energy, doing good things, look good for the future. I don't know of them. I've never heard of them. Don't know anything about them. Robert, he said, hold and be patient. Vivendi confirmed it is examining a proposal to spin 60% of UMG out of its corporate ownership and for UMG to start trading on the Euronext Amsterdam Stock Exchange by end of 2021. What do you think of that? They might do like an offering then. They might do like a prospectus offering and spin it all over. I don't know. There might be some kind of exchange thing there. I don't know if that'll be good for the stock or not. I really don't know. Anna says, bless you. Oh, thank you. I sneezed. That's right. Is the GameStop now a dead stock? No, it's not. No, gosh, no. Not even near. Lots of corporate developments. And then we found out today that the guy who was on the Congress thing bought more stock. Ruan, thank you for this donation. Miss you, Bruce. What do you think about Alpha 20.5 call? 3019. I have a few, and recently it is tanking a lot. That's the pot stock Alpha. Is that right? Look, if you're writing the call that's expiring next March 19, that's a month from now, and you're writing out of the money, then your gambling is going to stay under the money to cash in on your contract. Way to go. You have to decide for yourself that if you want to wait that long. You can always write a contract that expires shorter than that, like next Friday or the Friday after that, or you could write one that expires in April. The further out it goes, you'll get more premium. So you might want to write a 21 and a half or a 22 for April. But again, you've got to decide for yourself what you're comfortable with, where the shares are, where the strike price is, how long the contract has to live, how much you can get for it, and then make your move from there. Okay, 510 thumbs ups already are up. We've got thumbs ups coming. Thank you, guys. Keep them coming. Thanks, Bruce. Planning on being on over the weekend. If any of you want to do a private consultation, we'll try to set something up for tomorrow or Sunday if it works for you. That would be fine. How would GameStop earnings impact the stock? Well, of course, they have a big fourth quarter, big first quarter. They announce a much larger amount of their business is now online than before, and they're showing the margins from online versus the store. Store is lousy, margins are good online. This all will affect the stock. Oh yeah, of course. I will short Robinhood when their stock is released, says Track. If that's your the real name, Jen, then you're actually Bruce Wayne. If that's really my Jen, then I'm Bruce Wayne. There you go. Okay, thank you. Have a great week, says Jack. Thank you, Jack. I have an extra 500 this week. Did you hear of any other tickers? Did I have any other tickers? I'm following a few things, but I have nothing to announce at this time. But you never know. Drew, DFE is a genetically modified diamond hand freak. Okay. Manny, got to get Bruce to bring in for an interview. Wouldn't that be fun? Anna, both very wholesome. Emerson doubled down on his position, the absolute legend. He did. I'm from Switzerland. I've been to Vancouver once, loved it. What do you think about Vancouver? Gorgeous. Summertime, beautiful. Wintertime, depressing. Cold and rainy in the winter, gorgeous in the summer. Even when it's raining, gorgeous in the summer. You want to see it in the summer. Hodor. Okay, afternoon, Bruce. What are your thoughts on ongoing investigation? No thoughts. Every company's investigated all the time by lawyers looking to make money. Earnings mean nothing anymore. Bruce, you should do a trading cruise. Well, when I get a group cruise together with Traveling with Bruce, you guys will know all about it. You can come and join us, and then we'll have our Travelers with Bruce gang, and we'll have our Stock Markets with Bruce gang, and we'll have all kinds of fun. I got plans. I'm looking forward to go traveling. Absolutely. How much is a private consultation? TWK Gaming wants to know. 1 hour private consultation with yours truly, $400 an hour US. So yeah, payable by Redbubble. Not Redbubble, payable on. It's been a long week for this guy. PayPal, payable on PayPal, $400 US. Oh my God. I'm trying to do my best. Clash to win. Thumbs ups. Do you think Robinhood will give us money back? No, I wasn't clear. I bought a few calls on Alpha, so I'm hoping it will go up. In the meantime, if you bought calls, you're hoping it'll go up, and that's what you're going to need because the time will work against you, but you do have a month if that's what you've done. Okay, got it. Red Solo Cup, laugh out loud. Danielle, MGA really moved today, up 10% of earnings, favorite Canadian auto stock, Magma. Okay, Ethel, what do you think about IPV? Don't know who that is. TWK, I will take $400 an hour. There you go, TWK. Anna, get some rest, Bruce. We need you. April, think we expect to hold on to our stocks 6 months to a year. I love you, Bruce, my favorite Canadian stocks guy. Look, the GVHI, it's running now. It might have an opening that could be hot. I heard really good things said about it by Josh Brown today. The VGAC, I like it. I like the deal. I like the arranged. I like the amount of money in that thing. 950 million cash on day one of listing. I like it. Which one goes further faster? Right now one's in the lead. GHVI is leading the other one, but I like both deals. So there we go. Let's see what happens. Hey, Bruce, are you down with OPP? The Ontario Provincial Police? Sorry, you're doing amazing, Bruce. It's impressive to say the least. Thank you. Squirrely antics. Thank you. MK Ultra CCIV price target. No idea. Daniel, hey, Bruce, hope you're not suffering from the cold weather in NA right now. We'll get 20 next days in the middle of Europe. Greetings from Deutschland. Guten Tag. Dankeschön. Willkommen. Bienvenue. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you from Robert. Thank you, Robert, for your donation on PayPal that arrived. I appreciate that very much. Nice and kind of you to do that. Absolutely fantastic. And all of you making donations on to me through PayPal. You guys are awesome. It gives us, we have instant access to those funds like tomorrow morning. That's just fantastic. Thank you, guys. What about the Klamath IPO SPAC? Have you seen it? If not, NP. I know that he's got one. I think, wasn't he involved in more than one? No, I can't remember. I like this guy. He had a really good interview on CNBC about GameStop a few weeks ago. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Yeah, you know me. Just tuned in. Did you cover that DFW? Yes, we talked about that. What's a good stop loss percentage for options? Is it a good idea to sell options and rebuy at new positions after stop loss? Oh boy, you're getting complicated now, and you're going to need one-on-one for that. Yeah, there's ways. You can do a lot of Google research on this stuff too. But yeah, it is complex. April, 666 people were watching. Fantastic. It's good luck. I miss the fun and camaraderie of the run of GameStop. Well, yeah, don't we all love it when a stock just goes nuts? It might be GVMI might be the next one that we'll be watching. This Gores Holdings GHVI 2446 up 449 today. It could be interesting to see what happens Monday morning. We'll see what's going on. Thumbs up, Pete, for Bruce. Thank you, Stephen. Julie Dahl is still ongoing. Fantastic. We're getting close to shutting this one down. Coming up to the 2-hour limit time on my daily show here for the afternoon. $43 on GameStop, up $241 now in the aftermarket, doing very well. It was as low as $38.50. We could have a nice pop Monday morning. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be fantastic? The real short squeeze was the friends we made along the way there. That's a good squeeze. I like it. Way dang it. Thank you, Red Solo Cup. Thank you for those kind words. I've really enjoyed this. Really enjoyed these live shows. I'll be on again Monday morning for 3 hours. 1 hour before the opening, 2 hours into the market, and then in the afternoon, 1 hour before the close, 1 hour after the close. We'll be on the air. As long as you want to keep watching me, I will be here. Any of you who want to do a one-on-one consultation where I will set up a private YouTube show just for the two of us, put you on a split screen, one-on-one, and give you the link to the show to watch every time you want, let me know. Send me a private email letting me know you're in on that. Here's the private email for me. You can write me there, and we'll set something up. Saturdays and Sundays is when I do these live one-on-ones, and love to have you. Love to do that for you. Hopefully, I can give you the kind of advice you need to help you out. If you have any stocks you want me to kind of review with you, you'll let me know and I'll pop them up on the screen, do them live with you on the spot as best I can, and we'll see what we can do. We love Uncle Bruce. See you Monday. We're learning so much. Thank you guys all for this. Appreciate it. Appreciate your time. Mike, thank you. Subway, we need a happy hour with Bruce streaming sometime. Well, I'll be on tonight. You can join me for a happy hour if you like on Traveling with Bruce. Come on over there, 7 o'clock Eastern. I'll be live tonight, but for sponsor members only. You got to become a sponsor member of Traveling with Bruce. $10 a month gets you in, and you can have a happy hour with me. We got trivia tonight for the gang over there. Come on over. If I wasn't retail poor, I would. Keith Gill bought another 50,000 of GameStop. We know. Brian, cheers, Bruce. I consider you a Canadian voice of reason in this crazy, crazy world. Thank you so much. I'm exaggerating. Keith Gill bought another 50,000. GameStop. Keith Gill bought another 50,000. GameStop has been expensive lesson so far, but I'm learning and I'm holding. I have a great weekend. Thank you, Subway. Thank you so much, Rowan. Bruce, thanks again for your knowledge. Thank you, Dave. Subway, I'll check it out. There you go. Check out the other channel. Become a sponsor member. Join me twice a week. Private showings twice a week for just sponsor members of TWB. Traveling with Bruce. $10 a month is your cost, and you get 2 live shows. One on Monday at 7 o'clock Eastern, one on Friday at 7 o'clock Eastern, and we have a good gang joining us there. It's a small, intimate gang. And we just talk about whatever we want to talk about. And then I pull the trivia questions out on Fridays. Thank you. Rest those windpipes, says April. He bought 50,000 at $38.70 average price. Thad Hubler, way to go. Emerson, what's your favorite cruise line to travel on? I really enjoyed Holland America, but I would like to go on Viking. I would like to go on some of those 6-star lines, so I need more donations. You guys have to help me out. Clash to win. I need to make lots of money and make donations. Zach, we'll see what's going on. Right on, Zach. Sketch, thanks, Bruce. Much love from PG. Thank you. Andrew, I bought 5 more shares at GameStop, $38.50. I'm trying to average down. Well done today. Well done. Corey, Elon changed his Twitter profile pic. Interesting. There you have it. Oh, there you go. I've been on the air for 2 hours. And I got to go. I got to get ready for my next show, the live show on Traveling with Bruce at 7 o'clock Eastern. So I need to rest the pipes and then get ready for that. 42.82 on GameStop, up 222 in the aftermarket. Touched 43 in the aftermarket already. Maybe we'll have a little pop first thing in the morning. It's at 43.15 right now on the aftermarket. How about that? We'll keep an eye on GameStop, and we'll be watching it Monday morning. Join me Monday morning at... what time is that for you guys? 8:30 Eastern time? It's 1 hour before the opening, isn't it? 6:30 my time when I get started here. I'll be on Monday morning with you, and we'll see how this thing wants to go. Hey, let's go to $80 next week. How about that? How about $180 the week after that? Carlos, I saw BSPE, Bespoke Acquiring. I saw that. Okay. H. Apollo, peace out. Thank you. Thad, who's your favorite cruise? I like Holland America so far, but I want to go on Viking. Jack, thank you, Jack. Yes, sir, 8:30 Eastern time. Be there or be square, Mike. You got it, Mr. Hunt. We will be there on Monday morning at 8 o'clock Eastern time, and look forward to seeing you guys then. There you go. Okay, that's it. I'm out of here. 43.15 on GameStop, going up on the aftermarket. That is a good sign. I like that very much. Let's see what happens next on Monday next week. I start work at 7:30, so I'll miss most of your live until 4:30. Anna, thank you, Anna, so much. Steve, hi, Uncle Bruce. Do you play some Bootsy Collins? Do you? Not really. I've listened to him a little bit. I heard him on the on that show, that movie, that documentary about the Funk Brothers, the Motown session musicians. That was a great movie. I love that. I watched it about 8-10 years ago, and he was on there on that concert they did. That was pretty cool. My favorite cruise is Tom, says Red. Matt. Mr. Hunt. Mike is laughing. Guys, have a good evening. We'll talk to you. We'll see some of you maybe tonight on the other channel, 7 o'clock Eastern. Otherwise, I'll see you guys Monday here. Bright and early. Keep an eye open for any videos I might publish over the weekend. Sorry, message called Squiring Vintage Wine Estates. Diego, former head to be chairman. Interesting. Elra, I'm in the Pacific. Matt, what? Wait, it's Friday already. What the hey? Bruce, play some live bass guitar. No can do. No, do a Saturday show. No, I'm not doing Saturday. No, weekends are reserved for one-on-one private consultations with those of you who want to do that. And if you want one, let me know. Just send me an email and we'll get together. Okay, guys, there it is. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Those of you going to join me tonight on the other channel. Otherwise, I'll see you here Monday morning. And have a pleasant, enjoyable weekend. And thank you for all the thumbs ups. Last I saw thumbs ups today, 561 thumbs ups. Thank you for those. They come in handy. If you're watching on the rerun, please give me thumbs ups. We need them as well. They make all the difference. Okay, guys, I'm off. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now.